O Rama, this mind is like a venomous serpent which has killed countless beings. Destroy this with the help of the eagle of the appropriate contemplative formula or instruction. I've suggested that how many of us relate to the computer, especially one that's connected to the internet, is like our physical representation of our mind. It's our distractions writ large. It can sap your energy somehow when you give in to these distractions. It can leave you feeling not very good about yourself. And somehow it's quite hard to get away from the computer. You're always looking for something else to distract you. This is what the mind's like. It's trying to keep us in a constant state of distracting. And this is what leaves us feeling not very good about ourselves. It leaves us feeling depleted. It saps our sense of being. Destroys with the help of the eagle. The eagle's the traditional enemy of the serpent. The eagle's got a bit of distance. It surveys the scene from up high before it pounces on the problem. And this is what we need to do. We need to get this perspective. We need to be able to sit back, switch off the computer or television, and have a look at the pain which is wanting to lose itself in distraction, or the pain that's driving us to lose ourselves in distraction. We need to home right in it. It's usually got a location in the body. We can find the physical aspect of that emotional pain in our body. I think the best thing is to just look right at it, to look right into it. In fact, just to do this kind of, come on then, do your worst. But if you can't do that, then use whatever other means. It says here, appropriate contemplative formula or instruction. It could be some kind of affirmation, whatever works for you. We're talking about mental health here, really. I spoke previously about how we don't really have a clear plan about how we should look after our mental health. There's lots of plans for looking after our body, diet and exercise. These are the two main things. Lots of different variations of these. But what about our mind? There seems to be a big gap in terms of orthodox opinion about this, which is probably just as well. We don't want somebody else telling us what to do about our mind. But then we've got to come up with something ourselves. We have to come up with our own regime for mental health. So that's what this is saying. O Ram, this mind is like a monkey. It roams from one place to another, seeking fruits, rewards, pleasures, etc. Bound to this world cycle, it dances and entertains people. Restrain it from all sides if you wish to attain perfection. We don't want to indulge the mind. I mentioned previously in my own case, when I first became aware of the freedom I had in my mind. I was probably quite a young kid at the time. And I realised I can think what I like. Nobody else knows what I'm thinking. I can imagine anything. And it was quite intoxicating. But what happened was I'd opened Pandora's box. I thought I had freedom, but I was just setting up the seeds of future difficulties. I was basically saying, indulge yourself, mind. Go for it. What naughtiness can I get up to in my head? I'm completely at liberty. Nobody can tell me what to do inside my head. I suspect this is the attitude that most of us have got. We can take advice about diet, about physical exercise. We might even follow it. But don't tell me what to do with my mind. But you're being told here to restrain it from all sides if you wish to attain perfection. O Ram, this mind is like a cloud of ignorance. Dispel it by the repeated renunciation of all concepts and percepts. And we've come back in a full circle here. This is that we began with the sharp axe of inquiry to cut down the tree of the mind. This is looking right at our own awareness. The mind consists of all its notions, of all its concepts and percepts, of all the things that we think we're perceiving, all the things that we think of as real. These are our concepts. All our notions of reality is our concepts, and all the notions of what we're perceiving are our percepts. Give them all up. Give them all up and rest in your own awareness. Even as a terrible weapon is encountered and destroyed by a more powerful weapon, tranquillize the mind with the help of the mind itself. Forever abandon every form of mental agitation. Remain at peace within yourself, like a tree freed from the disturbance caused by monkeys. That's quite a nice simile. So some sort of mental practice, mental training, mental development is important, no matter whether you're engaged in spiritual inquiry or not. The thing is not to confuse that with spiritual inquiry. I've often made a point of saying that spiritual inquiry is not about mental development. But on the other hand, it's a secondary issue really. Just like physical fitness, good diet is important. There's definitely something to be said for mental health, whether you're involved in spiritual inquiry or not.